Okay, one more time. Not with the cedar wood. Yeah, unfortunately you can't defect it to just basically set to go on that at the first shot. And if he doesn't get this fire started soon, we're going to be having a bad walk onto the wilderness with no matches. Come on, idiot. Start it up. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Light the torch. If you have the torch in your hand, yeah, add that fuel. And add that fuel. Okay. Now, extinguish this torch. And put that away, and now water is vital, and the easiest source of water is melted snow. Keep your eye on the time on the stove, because you will run through water very quickly, or heat very quickly. As a general rule of thumb, for every day, expect to go through at least a liter to a liter and a half of water. Now I have nothing here to open cans with, so I don't think we can actually heat up those beans. Yeah, we can smash the can open, and that's it. So we're not going to do that. And instead we will feast on some fine beef jerky. And we'll check our status. Now he's really hungry and really thirsty, so what we can do is chug back a couple of things of this canned pop that he found. They give you your calories. Your food basically is your calories. Comfortably sitting at about 1,500 to 2,000 calories will keep him in a good condition. Okay, now that stove's going to go out. So we're going to catch a quick nap here and rest until morning. That's 6 hours of sleep. Now, sleep will regenerate your overall health. You'll get stronger, healthier, better, faster, whatever, from rest. See, I went from 63% back up to 90. The drawback is I have one can of pop, one energy bar, one cold can of pork and beans, which is actually beans with molasses, and basically half a gallon of water. My guy's hungry and thirsty, and we're on top of a mountain lookout with without any food or any additional food or clothing or shelter, or, well, we have shelter, but we have no basically need. Most of our other needs are not met. It's early morning and it's snowing. The reason you die so quickly in this game is because you are constantly forced to take risks that you would not normally take. Like, for example, strolling down a mountainside in the early morning in the middle of a snow. Make sure we go down the right side of the mountain here. Now, if you wanted to take a more direct approach down, you're more than welcome to jump. However, as I said before, death is one of those... Oh, shoot. Death is one of those things that comes from doing dumb mistakes. So we're going to stroll back down this mountain, and hopefully we're going to make it to a better location to find stuff. Now, just to be on the safe side, these flares act as noisemakers. They basically will scare hungry predators away. However, once lit, they burn until they're expired. You can't turn it off and then relight it later. It's more reliable than a torch, because a torch will, like if I lit a torch and carried it down this hill, chances are the torch would burn out before I got to the bottom because of a gust of wind or something like that. We're just going to keep strolling down this hill, and we're going to go visit another location that's probably, hopefully, got better resources. For the most part, you can follow trails to some degree without too much difficulty. The only problem is, as the game progresses, there are hostile enemies or hostile creatures that will come out and use these same cut lines and trails to get around. And walking around on these areas like this could result in you running headlong into a wolf or a bear, or something that's going to be very bad and or nasty. And keep your eyes open for things like backpacks and corpses. There are a bunch of them that do spawn randomly throughout the world. The map is actually the map itself is generated, but there are certain things on the map that randomize. That is, that they will show up occasionally, but not every time. Which means the locations will be where they were before, but not all the items will be there, or not all the things in the location will be there. Let's see if we can get old Squishy here to this lumber camp. And you'll notice it's early morning, hasn't really progressed much in the daytime, and he's already cold. If I check his status here, you'll see 13 hours of daytime, he's already freezing. The outside air temperature is minus 25. Now minus 25 is chilly. It's not overly frigid, but it's cold enough that you don't want to be really doing any strenuous spend any real time outside, especially if you're walking around in running shoes and ratty blue jeans and one pair of thermal underwear. So now we've covered a logging camp. We're just going to take a look around for anything of use. And as a good rule of thumb, if you can find something that you can harvest, harvest it. That's always a nice thing to find. Alright, now I can make some hot food here if I could get a fire going, but I want to see if I can get lucky and find some more matches first. So I don't think I can light one with, well, I could light one with the flare here, but I'd rather not. So, yeah, unfortunately I'd have to say I'm sorry for the lack of visible light inside this building, but I can't get it. I'm not going to get a torch going just to come walking through and exploring unless I find more matches. And then I'll take another look around. What do we have? What do we flash over? We'll take that. Healthy, good old can of dog food. Ah, there's some good eating there. Well, honestly, I guess if you were starving and you had a choice between starvation and dog food, I'm going to say the dog would go hungry. Oops, I didn't search this one. Running shoes, antibiotics, nothing of interest. Okay, and finally, let's just take a quick look under these beds. I don't see anything. Nothing on those shelves. Alright, let's go look at another cabin. Ooh, there's a nice thing to find. Yeah, the storm lanterns will give you a short period of time where you have a bright light source that you can actually place down. They're fairly good. However, if you don't have fuel for them, they're kind of useless. But once we set up a spot for one kind of a secure camp here, we'll check. Make sure there's nothing in these beds, because sometimes they put goodies on the beds as well. Oh, an insulated vest. That's very nice. Nothing. Oh, there's something nice to find. Jerry can. Oh, now that's better. That's fuel for the lantern. Now you can't light a fire with the lantern, which is kind of silly, but I guess that's just part of the thing. Alright, let's take a look at the other trailer. Not finding a lot of good stuff. Nothing really useful. Come on, give me that. The hitbox on some things is just ridiculously small. Alright, there's another thing of grape soda. Some more basic gloves. Alright, I don't really see a lot of anything here.
I could could use this.
Yeah, you could use that, so give me that. Those are nice to find.
I would drink almost anything about now.
Okay, there's the first warning. Food and drink? Yeah, you bet. Now, if you check his status, this is something you got to remember to do fairly consistently. Check his status. He's cold, he's numb, but he's warming up. So we got to actually let him rest for a bit. And he's hungry. So we found a basic meals ready to eat. These are military food. It's a lot of calories. Check those calories. I think this is one of the highest calorie count items that you actually eat. Like the energy bar is like 500. You know, the sodas are 250, but the beans are like 6. But these things, these are a lot. It doesn't show you his actual calories, what it is from hungry to empty, but if we eat this thing, he's now at 2,400 calories, which is full, pretty much right full. Now he's still winded, he's a little tired, and he's numb. And the reason his energy is going down is because he's so cold. So we're going to finish looting this cabin, and then I'm going to let him sleep for an hour or so. Let's see if there's anything else of interest in here. Trying to do this during the daytime. Yeah, bed, old pillow, old bedroll. Okay, so we're gonna get him a little bit more rest. Was that you flipped over? Okay, pillow. I thought there was something else down there. Let him rest for a couple of hours.